Shane, you've been all across the country, man. How's the tour been?
The tour's been amazing. Like, every show's been sold out. I'm blown away that people are showing up for poetry shows. Poetry is such a loaded word, but I guess it is National Poetry Month, so that's a good thing.
And you're going to perform one of those poems for us.
Yes.
Will you tell us a bit about what we're going to hear?
Yeah, the poem I'm going to read is called For Many. It's from my new book, A Bruise on Light, and the upcoming short story long album, Debris. Growing up, I got asked a question a lot, and I'm sure a lot of you got the same question, was, if you could change anything about your body, what would it be? And not understanding the question at the time, I was like, oh, I'd have tentacles for arms. So I could give, like, inescapable hugs and climb super tall buildings, like, you know? But people were always like, no, you idiot, like, if you could be thin. And I was like, oh. So I kind of wrote this piece in response to that.
Go for it.
All right. The question has been asked to many. If you could change anything about your body, what would it be? Me? I'd change my nose. Turn it into a rose so every time you leaned in to smell it, I could steal kisses. I know this is not what you had in mind. That you're only trying to find some simple thing about me that I would change. As if my body were a rack of Scrabble tiles that I could rearrange in exchange for better letters, because it seems the world has got us all trying to spell beauty. So here we sit, shearing metal sheep for the steel wool that we will use to scrub away our flaws. Hoping each eye of every beholder is an artist that draws gentler conclusions than the ones we have about ourselves. How can we be beautiful in a world that delves no deeper than our skin? The question has been asked to many. So often that wishing well spit back pennies, sick of the copper poisoning they get from our dreams. Seems we still think we can buy our desires for the price of next to nothing. We've been stuck inside of a mentality that suggests changing yourself is limited only to your dimensions. As if our bodies are customizable, but our attitudes or beliefs are not. We behave as if thought is not malleable. As if ideas are inflexible. We pull the trigger on the question and expect something simple in response. We expect nonchalance about the bullet hole and detachment about the bleeding. We expect not needing to spend a second thought thinking about it. We expect answers to be immediate. We are expected to have thought about this our entire lives, and now we are being asked, so be quick. If you could change anything about your body, what would it be? Me? I'd change my eyes into your eyes, so every time I look in the mirror, I could see what it is about me you think needs changing. We've been listening to something that's only function is to see. We've been basing beauty on our eyes. The same tool we first learned to judge with, blacksmith to our prejudice. Too fat, too thin, bad teeth, worse skin, no chin, big nose, small breasts, long toes, poor looks, cheap clothes, goes too short, too tall, too nothing, to all the things we call each other in the name of beauty are ugly and that they allow no contrast to symmetry. As we want the grandness of the theater without the sets, the bad choices without regrets, the bright, shiny future without the dark, tragic history. We forget that muscles don't mean strength of character. We blur the line between the two and forget that pretty doesn't always mean nice, the same way beautiful doesn't guarantee an easy life. We live in a world where children would rather go under the knife than wait to see who they'll grow up to be. The question has been asked to many. Me? I'd change my bowels into a remote control so I could fast forward through this crap. Change my chest into a jukebox and hit evolve because someone's got to change the same old song we've been singing, as if bringing each other down is getting us anywhere other than nowhere fast. We are building a world where people curse the DNA passed down to them. Because when you ask the question, if you could change anything about your body, what would it be? What you're really asking me is there some part of myself that I hate? Great question. And it has been asked to many, but we are not Mr. or Mrs. Potato Head. Go customize a friend. Go Photoshop a lover. Go put your attitude on the cover of a magazine and see if anyone calls it beautiful. You act as if you will one day be old, as you will one day shake your head at all the product they sold you, promises of vanishing lines and tighter skin, surgeries that do nothing other than dress up your skeleton, as if there is no longer any grace in getting old or being who you are. They stuffed empty promises in a jar and convinced you you need this. Pretty is a lie, designed to sell you back to yourself, but you are still you. Underneath the biceps or the great hair, underneath everywhere they said you could hide, underneath the color contact, blue-eyed picture of perfection, and right down past the sinew that keeps it all in place, you are still you. You are still bound to your own proclivities and perspectives. Appearance forgives nothing. It cannot excuse you from being who you are. And if who you are has not come far enough to know that, then go stand in line with monotony. We will still be here, living up to the more intangible qualities and the definition of beauty. You asked us if we could change anything about our body, what would it be? For many, it goes far beyond bone or skin. Many would change their minds into doors, and they would leave them open to let you in.
It was Shane Koyczan performing the spoken word piece for many. Come on over.